Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you for using my creator code whenever you purchase any Sims 4 DLC on the EA app or thesims.com. I receive a 5% commission each time you use my code, which means you're directly supporting me as a creator. I know there are a lot of codes floating around out there, so I am very grateful that you've chosen me to support in this way. Thank you so much. Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And we're building in Tomarang, which is a world that I have not built in very often. I personally just struggle with the architectural style in this world. I really do. And to be frank, at the time of me recording this, which I should mention, this is pre-recorded because as some of you may or may not know, I am currently on maternity leave and I decided to prep a ton of builds and gameplay videos and stuff for you all to enjoy while I get acclimated with my new life as a mom and get to know my baby a little bit more. But basically what was I trying to say? Oh, at the time of me recording this, there is some save corruption going on right now, and I think it's been isolated down to the residential rental lot type that came with for rent. So, be cautious with this build, I guess is what I'll say, because this is a residential rental lot. Now, this save corruption is not something that I have personally experienced, and it seems to be associated with the number of residential rental lots in one's save file. So, I don't know. I don't play with residential rentals that much. I don't build a ton of them. I may have only built like 2 or 3 since this pack even came out. But save file corruption basically with a lot type like that is very concerning to me. So if you've experienced that, or if it's, you know what, it's so difficult since I'm pre-recording, I want to be like, if it's been resolved, because honestly, there could have been like a patch or something at this point. It's so difficult to actually pre-record because there's so many things that are currently happening in the community or like with the game in general that I want to talk about, but they're not going to be timely whatsoever by the time you see this. So I'll just try not to, I guess. As you can see, we're working on the exterior though, and I didn't even mention, I was working off of a picture that I found on Pinterest, and I thought that it was perfect. I think I could have probably made this like larger scale on maybe a bigger lot, but I loved the proportions on this lot, which I think is only a 20 by 15. Yeah, I think this is a 20 by 15. And I just really, really liked it. Now, this is 4 studio apartments. Yes, studio apartments, which means there isn't even a separate bedroom space from like the living and the kitchen. The only thing that is separated is actually the bathroom. And there are some like shared spaces outside. I mean, basically everything outside is shared. There are a couple of like picnic tables and stuff in the back, but I didn't really have a ton of room to play with, which I was perfectly fine with. And I just wanted to make this seem like it was blending into the surrounding world a bit more. Granted, I did use a stone texture here that more so matched the color scheme of the build itself compared to the world surrounding it, but I added a few details that I thought were nice, like this fire hydrant. We have some like street grates. Is that what they are? The drains? Do you know what I'm saying? The drains that I put there. I also have the mailboxes down on this kind of like bottom floor. There's trash cans all over the place because we all know how messy Sims can be. I even added full dumpsters to each side of the build, kind of in the back shared area. Now, I was trying to be mindful of different activities that I could either put outside or put in the apartments. That's something else I should mention. I only furnished 1 apartment. Yes, I only did 1, but I put like the countertops, appliances, and like plumbing fixtures and whatnot for the kitchens, bathrooms, all that fun stuff throughout all of the other units, and they're all somewhat following a color scheme. Very, very, very loosely. And I wanted these to be more so affordable studio apartments as well. So I did use like the lower end, if you will, countertops and whatnot, and some lower end appliances in the kitchen. I think the bathrooms, I think there's like a really nice shower in each bathroom. And the toilet's decent. I know we're sitting here worried about like the toilet quality and all that stuff in like a Sims build, but it makes a difference in reliability. That is a factor you have to take into account. I also used those little number plates from Lovestruck on each door. I did playtest this build, and those number plates do not cause an issue with your Sim being able to walk through the door, which was a big concern of mine as I was placing them. But they were perfectly fine, so that was wonderful. And the unit that we do furnish as well is actually the one to the right on the very bottom floor here. But first what I do is I try to lay all of it out. These are very square units and one on the right just mirrors the one on the left and vice versa, because that was the easiest layout. There really was not a lot of room within each unit, and I was surprised because when I was building these, I wasn't necessarily going in with the thought that these would be studios. I was thinking just smaller, maybe 1 to 2 bedroom apartments. And that's when I realized that if I were to section off even the bedroom, it would make it seem so closed off, and I didn't want to do that, so I kept them as studios. But here we're working on the bottom one that we do furnish, and I'm just starting to add the countertops and the appliances, and then I mirror that exact same layout in pretty much every single apartment. I do play around with the different color schemes, especially the tiles. Both the tiles in the bathrooms as well as the backsplashes in the kitchen, which I think I used the tile from Love Struck for the kitchen backsplashes and in the bathrooms. There's so many bright, fun colors, I think, that complemented those floor tiles that we got with For Rent. I love these floor tiles. I've mentioned it in other builds as well. I use them all of the time, and that is not something that I anticipated when I first got that pack and discovered those tiles. But they're so fun. Some of the colors are muted enough that you can use them in, I guess I'll go with like more neutral builds, and then some of them are very vibrant, very bright and saturated. And they're really fun to use in a build like this. Oh, I didn't use the Love Struck tiles. I used the ones that came in base game. Again, at the time we were recording this, maybe a couple of weeks ago at this point, we got like the 70 plus new items, like a whole new kitchen set. We got tiles for both the walls and the floors, and we got a new fireplace, like just tons of good stuff, and windows and doors. I used the doors from that update in this build as well. I forgot. But here's the bed that I chose. It is one that your Sims can find in dumpsters from Eco Lifestyle, but I thought it kind of matched here. Like, these are maybe lower end studio apartments. They're not unkept by any means or not maintained, but I think that the Sim that lives here, I feel like they live a very simplistic lifestyle. They love doing yoga and just kind of like chilling out, and they're not really focused on physical possessions and things like that. That's how I had to kind of justify it in my head, by being unable to really add too much detail to the studio. But I liked the idea as well. Like, they've got like this older cheap TV in the corner for some occasional entertainment. They've got a dining set, so at least they can kind of sit there by the window and eat meals and whatnot. I did add a bookcase. We've got, like I said, the yoga mat. So there are a few different activities as well, because I didn't want these to be completely empty studio apartments. Now, the only thing is that little mail thing that I put right by the door. It did block my Sim's ability to use the fridge, and then the clutter that I put, I tried so hard to like stuff it into the corner in the kitchen on the counter. It also blocked my Sim, and I cannot recall, again at the time we were recording this, and by the time this goes up on the gallery for you all, I can't recall if I removed those items before I saved this lot to like my library and then uploaded it to the gallery. So bear in mind, I apologize. Those things might block your Sim's ability to use various items or like route a certain way. And I play tested it, but I just may not have made the adjustment. So I'm sorry. And if I didn't make that adjustment, I know I'm going to get comments on the gallery itself saying that there are things blocking it. So I'm trying to get ahead of it, but I also know not everybody that downloads things from the gallery watches my builds, and they probably won't be aware of me trying to forewarn them. Anyway, we're actually almost done furnishing this apartment as well. Then we just do some quick work out in the back. We add some grills, we have the dumpsters, of course, and then I just have a couple of picnic tables. And that's pretty much it for the build. So I hope you all enjoyed this one. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.